Hi friends, in this lecture we are going to learn a fantastic topic, that is determinants. This topic is going to be really interesting and easy for you to solve your simultaneous equations. Now we have already learned to solve simultaneous equations by two methods. First was elimination method, the second was graphical method, and now we'll move forward to the determinants method. So let's see what is determinants first. Determinants are represented by in the form of this, where your A and your B are your rows, AB, or you can say CD are rows of your determinant, and AC and BD are your columns of your determinant. Now the degree of this determinant, how do you determine that? You have two rows here and you have two columns here, that is ABCD and ACBD. So as you have two rows and two columns, the degree of this determinant is said to be 2. So how do you identify degrees? The number of rows or columns decide the degree of a determinant. So degree of determinant is 2. Now what does this determinant represent? This determinant is nothing but a single number. Now you will say how? Because the way to solve this determinant is, I'll just show you that. This is nothing but A into D minus B into C. Now you need to learn this very well, because the sums that you're going to solve forward, or the sums you're going to solve in the exercises is going to require this formula very frequently. So how did I do that? A, D diagonally. Okay. A, D, then a subtract, then A, D, then a subtraction sign, and then B, C. That is A into D minus B into C. It always goes in this format. Never interchange. It is not B into C minus A into D. It is always in the form of this. First it starts with A into D minus B into C. Okay. We'll practice this first. So let's go through some examples and then you'll understand how do you solve a determinant. So let's get an example first. Suppose my determinant is A, five, 3, 7 and 9. So this is my determinant. So you will also understand that always the determinant is represented in the form of capital A, capital B, capital C, that are capital letters. Okay. So my first determinant to solve is A is equal to 5, 3, 7, 9. Now how will you go about this? 5 into 9, as I told, this will be your first diagonal. 5 into 9 minus. Next is 3 into 7. So 3 into 7. So 5 into 9, 45 minus 21. So what is this? 4, 2. 24 is your value of this determinant. So 5, 3, 7, 9, and then you get the answer for this, that is A will be equal to 24. Let's solve some more examples so that you will get a clarity about it. So my B, suppose, says minus 8, minus 3, 2 and 4. How will you solve this first? First this one, then the diagonal, and then this one. So what is this? Minus 8 into 4, a subtraction sign before moving to the second diagonal. That is minus 3 into 2. What is this? Minus 32. minus of minus 6. What is this? Minus 32 plus 6. What is it? Minus 26. Fine. Let's solve one more sum. Suppose your C is given as 2 root 3. Next 9. Then 2. And then 3 root 3. Let's solve this also. First this, then the diagonal. 2 root 3 into 3 root 3. Before moving to the next diagonal, a subtraction sign. Then the next diagonal, that is 9 into 2. What is it? 2 root 3 into 3 root 3. That is 2 into 3, 6. 6 into root 3 into root 3, 3. So 6 into 3 minus 18. That is what? 6 3s are 18 minus 18. So the value of my determinant 2 root 3, 9, 2 and 3 root 3 is 0. So this is how you solve a determinant. Understand the method for it. This is very important and you cannot make a mistake in this. If you make mistake in solving the determinant itself, your entire sum goes wrong there away. Okay? So understand it first. A into D, then minus sign before moving to the next diagonal. So B into C. Fine. Remember this. Practice this. Solve one or two determinants on your own. Take random numbers and then you will understand how do you do it. Fine. Okay, so now let's move forward to actually solving the simultaneous equation. So to solve the simultaneous equations using determinant method, we use the Cramer's rule. Cramer's rule is nothing but you use determinants to solve your equations. So this is a faster and an easier way to find out your simultaneous equation rather than using your elimination method or your graphical method. But in your exams, they'll specify specifically like in which form you have to solve your equations. If it is given like solve your simultaneous equation using elimination method, you need to do it by that method only. Using Cramer's rule, then you have to do it in that method only. Okay, fine. So let's start. Before that, I'll just give you a short steps to note down so that you can find it easy while solving the sums. So the first step will be you need to write down the equation in the form of ax plus by is equal to c. Fine. The next step will be you need to find out the value of determinants d, dx and dy. Next, you have to find out x for the value dx by d and y from the values dy by d. Fine. This is what you need to find out and the solution for your equation will be x comma y. Now let's move forward to solve some examples so that you will understand them more clearly. So let's take an example which is given in your textbook, that is a solved example. So what does it say? 5x plus 3y is equal to minus 11. And the second equation says 2x plus 4y is equal to minus 10. Now this is already in the form of ax plus by is equal to c. So you need not do anything to this. Ax plus by is equal to c. Again ax plus by is equal to c. Now what you have to do directly is you need to find your d, dx and dy. So let's find out d first. How do you find d? Now I'll give you a simple trick so that you can remember it very easily. Okay, so the trick is your d should be always a and b. Your dx should be c and b and your dy should be a and c. So let's look how does it work. So let's find d first. Your d should be a and b. So that is 5 and 3. And for the second equation, what is your a and b? 2 and 4. So let's solve this. Start with this column and then this diagonal. So 5 into 4 minus 3 into 2. What will it lead to? 20 minus 6. That is 14. Now let's see what is dx. So dx is c and b. So in your determinant, you will find c and then b. Follow the order. Do not miss the order. You cannot write it b and c. You have to write it in the form of c and b. That is minus 11 and 3 and then minus 10 and 4. Did you get that? Now let's solve this equation. That is minus 11 into 4 minus 3 into minus 10. What will it lead to? Minus 44 minus of minus 30. That is minus 44 plus 30. That will lead to minus 14. Fine. Now let's find dy. dy in the form of AC. Okay. First it is AB, then CB and then AC. So what will it be? AC 5 minus 11, then 2 minus 10. Let's solve this. 5 into minus 10 minus 11 into 2. How do I do it? First this 5 into 10. Then put a subtraction sign and then the second diagonal, that is minus 11 into 2. So minus 50 minus of minus 22. That is minus 50 plus 22. What will this be? Minus 28. Fine. So now you've got d, dx and dy. So what is your third step? X will be dx upon d. So let's find that. What is your x? Dx upon d. What is your dx? Minus 14. What is your d? Upon 14. So what is this? Minus 11. So your x comes out to be minus 1. Fine. Now y. Y is what? Dy by d. I have written here dy by d. Dy should be minus 28 and d is 14. So what is y? Minus 2. 14 ones are 14 twos are. Therefore minus 2. So x is 1 and y is minus 2. So x comma y will be minus 1 comma minus 2. Well, how will you write? X comma y is equal to minus 1 comma minus 2 is the solution. So you do not have to eliminate something, solve two of the equations and then you get the answer for them. You do not have to plot your graphs, 2 lines, then find the intersection point and anything. So among the two methods, I feel this is an easier one, but provided you do not make mistakes while solving your determinants. So remember the steps first. You need to find your d, dx, dy, then x and then y. And while solving a determinant, you need to find first 5 into 4 minus 3 into 2. Follow the lines that I have given you, then you won't make any mistakes. Okay, so now let's move forward to do the activity which is given on your textbook page 14. So what does the activity say? Y plus 2x minus 19 is equal to 0 and 2x minus 3y plus 3 is equal to 0. Now, as I've told you, the first step was bringing the equation in the form of ax plus by is equal to c. So this is given in a different format. So you need to first bring it to the ax plus by is equal to c format. So for that, I rearrange the equation like 2x plus y is equal to 19 and here 2x minus 3y plus 3 is equal to 0. I've written it as 2x minus 3y is equal to minus 3. Okay. Now we'll look forward to how do you fill in the blanks for these for this sum. Now d will be what? I've told you d is what? A comma b. Again I'll write it down somewhere. Your d is your a comma b. Your dx is your c comma b. And your dy is your a comma c. Never forget this, I'm telling you again. Now for this, what will be your d? A comma b. That is 2 comma 1. 2 comma 1. And the next part for the second equation, they have given it 2 comma minus 3. Now for solving this, what will you do? First look for this diagonal, 2 into minus 3. So this will be your 2 into minus 3 minus what? Then you look for this diagonal, 1 into 2. So that is 2 into 1 if I write. Then this way. Fine. Then what will happen here? 2 into minus 3 minus 6 minus 2. So what will be your answer here? Minus 6 minus 2. Again you will write here minus 6 minus 2. Minus 6 minus 2, that is minus 8. Next for dx, what is it? C comma b. So what is your C on the first equation here? C is 19, b is 1. Then for the second equation, minus 3 comma minus 3. Okay, minus 3. Here I forgot to write minus 3. Fine. So let's solve it. 19 into minus 3 minus then this diagonal, 1 into minus 3. 19 into minus 3. What will it lead to? Minus 57. Then minus 3 into 1 minus 3. So what will be the answer? Minus 53 plus 3, right? So this is minus 54. Fine. Now let's move to dy. dy is what? A comma c. It is 1 comma 19. 1 comma 19. So 1 a comma c. Then it is 2 comma 19. Here it is 2 comma minus 3. Now let's solve this. 2 minus 3 and then your 19 and your 2. Again, what will be this? 2 into minus 3 minus 6. Then 19. Here it is multiplication sign. 19 into 2, 38. So what will be your answer here? Minus 6 minus 38. That is minus 44. Did you get that? Now, your third step. X is equal to dx by d. What is your dx first? Minus 54. Next, what is your d? Minus 8. So what will be your answer here? 27. If I cut down, it will be 27 by 4. And then it will be 27 by 4. If I cut it down by 2, right? For dy by d, that is minus 44 by minus 8. So what will be your answer? If I cut it down by 4, I say 4 2s are 4 11s are. So it will be 11 by 2. So this is your x and this is your y. So what will you write in your solution? It is 27 by 4 27 by 4 comma 11 by 2 is the solution to the given equation. So this was your activity which was given in your textbook. So now let's move forward to the activity 2 which is given in your textbook. So what does it say? 3x minus 2y is equal to 3 and 2x plus y is equal to 16. You have to fill in the blanks for this flowchart and find the solution x comma y. So for that, they've already given your equation in the standard format, that is ax plus by is equal to c. You just have to find the determinants in the given equation now. So let's fill in the blanks. So for d, it was a comma b. A comma b is 3 comma minus 2. And for the second equation, it is 2 and 1. Now solve this equation. How will you do it? For your practice, I am writing it here. 3 into 1 minus 2 into 2. What is it? 3 minus 4. That is 3 plus 4. That is 7. Did you get that? So this is your answer, 7. For the next part, it is dx. What is your dx now? It will be 3 comma minus 2. That is c comma a. 3 and minus 2. And then for here, it will be 16 and y. 16 and 1. Okay, 16 and 1. So how will you solve this? 3 into 1, 3, minus of minus 2 into 16. It is 3 plus 32. That is 35. Fine. Now for this, A comma C. This is 3 comma 3 and here 2 comma 16. A comma C. So this will be 3 into 16 minus 3 into 2. So this will lead to 42. Fine. So now you got your values for D, dx and dy. So values according to the Cramer's rule will be dx is what? X is what? Dx by d. So write 35 by 7. That is 5. Then for this dy by d, then 42 divided by 7. That will lead to 6. Now you will write x comma y is what? X comma y. So 5 comma 6 is the solution to your Cramer's rule. Fine. So you are done with activity 2 now. Okay. So now there's also one let's think part which is given in your textbook. And what does it say? What is the value what is the nature of solution if d is equal to 0? So always remember that, I'll just write it down here. Always remember that d should not be equal to 0. Wherever you find d, if you get it as 0, then what will be the nature of the solution then? That is asked in the question. So the answer for it is, if d is equal to 0, then the two simultaneous equations, whichever two simultaneous equations you are solving, will not have a unique solution. Fine. They will have an infinite solution, but they won't have a unique solution. Fine. The next question there given is, what can you say about the lines if the common solution is not possible? Now for the answer for this is, if the common solution is not possible, then the lines will either coincide or will be parallel to each other. Now, if d is not equal to 0, then they will have infinite solution. It will have infinite solution. So if they have infinite solution, either the lines given are parallel or they do not coincide with each other. Not coincide with each other. Fine. So this is the answer to the question that is given in your Let's Think part in your textbook.